Hi and welcome to Redeye. With me today I have Jussi, CEO and co-founder of Nitro Games. Welcome, Jussi.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
So we are approaching the year end, and with only one quarter left, we can most likely conclude that you will have another growth year. How would you like to summarize the year?
I would like to say that this year very much seems like it's again becoming the best year ever for Nitro. Overall, especially in the big picture, I've been really happy with the progress that we have been making. And this year, like many years before this, look like our pace is just improving towards the end of the year. And as everyone knows, it's been pretty turbulent times in the world around us in general, in the world and in the financial markets and also in the gaming industry. And I'm pretty happy how we successfully navigated through all of that and managed to make things good for Nitro in the middle of this.
And I mean, since you announced Autogun Heroes at the beginning of the year, it has become the #1 topic, I would say, for the company. How has the hard launch been so far? Has the title met your initial expectations?
It's been very great so far. So like we said earlier this year, before we even started the so-called launch phase for the game, we've seen great potential with the game because we saw very good initial 30 days KPIs with the game. And since we started the hard launch phase in June, we've been exploring that potential and growing the game and doing all sorts of things with the marketing with the game and basically developing it further and measuring how it develops long term. And as we go forward, we get more and more excited about the game. And also something that has been in the category of positive surprises to us basically has been that we've seen an increasing interest towards the game also from different partners we are discussing with. So we're definitely happy with what we have seen so far and have very big expectations for the game for years to come.
And can you elaborate on how you intend to scale the game in 2024? I mean, we know that it costs money to scale a mobile game.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So we essentially have three types of options that we're currently looking into, and we haven't concluded on the full setup for next year yet. We plan to do so soon as we approach the end of the ongoing launch phase. But basically, one avenue forward is to continue with our self-publishing and leverage the cash that we have and that we are generating through our business elsewhere in our B2B service business side. So that's one avenue. Then second avenue is different type of partnerships, whether they are with other game publishers or companies who specialize in the mobile games marketing. And we have quite a few discussions ongoing at the moment, and we're trying to build the best possible balance between these things. And then there's also a third component available for mobile game companies, which are these so-called UA funds. They're essentially funding vehicles that help support games, which can demonstrate profitable user acquisition. And Nitro is in a good position to discuss those type of funding since we can leverage also the revenue streams that we get from our B2B service business to support those plans. So we have a few different options, and right now our focus is in finalizing the ongoing launch phase and then figuring out the best possible setup for Nitro, not just for next year, but for years to come with the game to maximize the potential out of it.
And I mean, expanding our view a bit, as you mentioned, the mobile gaming market has had a tough year where developers struggled to targeting new users. Can you expand on how this has affected you this year and if that has changed your long-term strategy?
Yeah, so there's indeed being like many different avenues and vectors of this change ongoing. And for Nitro, since already ahead of this year, but especially during this year, we've been already expanding our work more and more towards working on multiple platforms. So we're not just mobile exclusive like some of our competitors are. So that's, of course, something that's good in this climate. And especially this year, we've been more and more sharpening our focus to work on more higher-end productions, utilizing technologies like Unreal Engine and also some proprietary technologies from our partners. And as a result of that expansion, I think it's safe to expect that we continue exploring multiple platforms moving forward, also with our own IP. So that's definitely a direction we're seeing. Things that we're seeing changing on the mobile games market is that anything related to hyper casual gaming seems to be struggling because of the changes in the regulations regarding advertisement and GDPR and these type of things. And that's something that has never even been in our focus. Then there has also been quite a lot of turbulence with the Unity game engine and the pricing associated with that. But since we're working on multi-platform projects with higher production value, we tend to work with other technologies dominantly more and more moving forward. So these things are not affecting our plans too much.
And do you see any more structural changes due to the recent downturn? You mentioned hyper casual, but
I think the mobile games market is a beast that's always in motion. So ever since it started, it's been going through a constant change, and these things are basically happening all the time, and that's the nature of the market. But not all of these changes are bad, because what we need to remember is that on the flip side of the coin, mobile gaming still represents more than 50% of the total gaming market, and it doesn't look like that's slowing down in a way. So mobile gaming continues to be a very big and considerable part of the gaming, but moving forward, our take on it is that we can maybe expect more and more of cross-platform IPs, cross-platform games coming out, and that's a very good direction for Nitro because it's a perfect match to our strategy.
Yes, and you actually recently announced an agreement with Netflix within your B2B business. Can you elaborate on what this deal means and if it differs from your recent B2B projects?
I think that deal is fully in line with what we have said earlier, that what's the direction where we're going. So we want to work with bigger partners on larger projects, on multi-platform productions, focusing on our vision, which is to be the company for action and shooter games. So this deal is a perfect step to that direction and already very much living our vision in many ways. And of course, it means that as a result of this initial deal that we've done with them, we of course have expectations towards longer-term partnership, which can go, further down with this project or even to other projects down the line. That's of course what we always seek in all of our partnerships in B2B, and what we have demonstrated in the past. When we have started a project with some partner, we have usually followed up with other type of avenues moving forward, unless something has gone wrong. So of course, we believe that this will be a very key component of our strategy also for the next few years to come.
And can you elaborate on the post-launch services that are included in the agreement? I have not seen it before within your B2B projects.
Yeah, there are aspects to this project that haven't been publicly announced yet because the game hasn't been publicly announced and so on, and those things will of course make more sense when those days come. But basically with post-launch services, we just refer to the fact that we continue operating with the game, providing players with more content, making sure that the game continues expanding and evolving after the initial launch.
And that is associated with a recurring revenue.
We haven't said anything on that front.
Okay. And lastly, what will be your primary focus for 2024?
That's a good one. So obviously growing and expanding because we're approaching the end of the current strategy period that we have been communicating all these years. We still have some years left in that. So growing and expanding and collecting the fruits from all the hard work that we've been doing so far, that's going to be very much in the focus. And next year especially, we still need to be mindful about how the world around us looks like. So we need to be careful with balancing these opportunities and chasing growth against our cash flow and protecting our bottom line and those type of things. So it's going to be a balancing act next year as well. That's how it seems at the moment. But I think we're in very good position to achieve growth and expansion still, regardless of what happens in the world.
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, Jussi.
Thank you. Thank you.